Welcome, everyone, to Make Your Day Richer. I am your host, Joy Behar. So what? Who cares? That's my Joy Behar impression. It's actually the Saturday night, my impression of the Saturday Night Live impression of the Joy Behar impression. Have you ever seen those back in the day? Sherry O'Terry. Okay. Anyway, that's my story. Welcome to Friday. I'm glad you're here. You're here. I'm here. We should start the show. Today's guest is living proof that some dreams really are worth keeping, even when the road is anything but easy. Susan Johnson is an author, inspirational speaker, and fierce mental health advocate whose memoir, Some Dreams Are Worth Keeping, chronicles her powerful journey living with bipolar disorder. She's not just telling her story, she's changing the conversation. Susan's TEDx talk, Having a Mental Illness is Not a Death Sentence, is a passionate call to break the stigma and bring hope to others. She's been recognized by Healthline, BP Hope Magazine, and continues to inspire through her writing, speaking, and work with special education students in Nevada. So that sounds like a good show to you. Click the like button, click the share button, and let's start the show.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Susan, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate your openness and your honesty about your life and everything, because obviously that connection, that conversation opens it up for other people, and there's so much shame around what we're going to talk about. But you were diagnosed with bipolar 1 in 1995, correct?
That's correct. I was on a cruise ship and I was 19 years old and I was doing all these crazy things. I was like dancing on the I was dancing on these tables with margaritas, and I'm not a drinker. I'm asking guys to dance, and I'm a horrible dancer. I'm going down like a water slide into like 50-degree water, and people are like, dude, what drug is she on? And I've never taken a illegal drug in my life. So that was the beginning.
That was a sign. Yes.
Yes.
It is. Okay. So I want to know what bipolar 1 is and what the other, like what does that number mean and what other numbers are there?
So bipolar disorder 1 it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. It's genetic, and I experience complete highs known as manias and devastating lows to the point of suicide. It's an awful thing, and I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Now I have one, which means that I have the fun parts or the not so fun parts, the manias. I also have the depressions, and at that point you feel like you don't even want to live anymore. You just want to die. Mm-hmm. Now bipolar 2 is something that my mother lives with. She gets more of the depressions. So that is the main difference.
And there are only 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Many other mental illnesses, however.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we talked about the cruise ship, and I know this is probably different for everyone, because I have people in my life who have bipolar, who are, there's so much stigma around it, right? Like around any mental health story. So can you talk a little bit about maybe some misconceptions?
Yeah, we're not crazy. Right. People with bipolar, not crazier than the normal person, right?
Yeah.
But people with bipolar can live with things and have success. They're not people that you see on the news being mass shooters, or they can live in jail. You can't control your thoughts or actions. So some people, unfortunately, end up in jail. But as for me, I've been able to graduate college, which was really, really difficult. I currently work for a school district in Nevada. I work with special needs students and who have learning disabilities. I am happily married to the man of my dreams. And I have a wonderful cat. I have great support. And I'm a blessed bipolar.
Oh, I love that term. Looking back, do you know, or can you now recognize maybe some of the signs before you were diagnosed of like, oh yeah, that was it, or oh yes, I'm sure there are many?
Well, it was really hard for me to do that, but with my psychologist, she was able to go back into my childhood, and I saw that I had separation anxiety. When my mother would go to work, Dad was the tough, disciplinarian. He was tough on me, and if I
Yeah.
spilled milk, Dad would get a little hot-headed. And Mom, I was Mama's girl, and she would go to. She was a nurse. So she would go to work in the ER on the weekend. And I just remember crying for hours. And at that point, but that was separation anxiety. And in junior high, I remember being very paranoid. I walked into the school library and I felt like all these eyes were on me. And I just had anxiety getting to class on time, trying to open up that locker. You remember that old school lock? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Turn this, turn that, turn back. Yes.
Yeah. Some people, watching this would have no idea what we're talking about. But for me, that was like major anxiety. And also in high school, I experienced depression for the first time. And I would go to the beach, total California girl, go to the beach, and nothing made me happy. So my parents were able to see the signs of depression, my mom being a nurse, and she was able to take me to my first psychologist. And she diagnosed me before the cruise as just depression. And we were able to work through that together without medication.
Was it being diagnosed? Was it like, I assume, relating it to being diagnosed with cancer, like where it feels like your entire life is changing? Was it like that, or was it almost like a relief, like, oh, now there's a diagnosis and now I know, and now we can start dealing with that?
Well, the thing of it is I was 19. I had my whole life ahead of me, and I was too high to even know what that meant or know what that would mean for the rest of my life. I had no idea what was going on, but I was compliant to take lithium. And that's what brought the high down. And then we moved from California, and I got dragged kicking and screaming to Iowa. And I just met a wonderful,
it's Iowa.
in a blizzard.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
It was horrible. I met a psychologist, and she was able to just help me. I wouldn't be here without her. And she guided me through those years and taught me the tools I needed to have success living with bipolar disorder.
When did you decide to be so vocal about it and be kind of a voice for it with your speeches, with your and I want to get to your book, obviously. Like, when did you decide, like, you know what, I want to take control of this?
I kept it as my dirty little secret. Like you said, there's such a stigma. So I did not really come out to the world till right after I got married. So maybe 2007 when the book came out. Like, we didn't want to tell family members when my husband and I were married. It was a big hush, hush, hush. I didn't want to tell anybody at work. I didn't tell anybody because I was scared of the stigma. And my parents were like, oh no, can't tell your principal. No.
What will people think? Yeah.
So, and then I wrote the book. And at that point, that was my, telling the world, this is who I am. And I'm proud to be who I am, living with bipolar disorder.
The book is called Some Dreams Are Worth Keeping. Tell everybody about the book.
Sure.
Yes, right there. And who you think the book is for? Like, who should be reading the book?
This book is for everybody. This book is for people that live with bipolar disorder and for people that do not live with bipolar disorder. It is an explanation. It's a crawl in your head style book. It'll make you laugh, cry, and cheer. And I'm also noticing it's helping a lot of families.
I bet.
That's really exciting for me. I never thought it would touch people around the world. And it was never supposed to be published for anybody. And it was just for me. And then I decided, maybe I could help someone. So I decided to be very brave and put my story out there.
How does it feel? I mean, now that it's been out for so long and you've done so many speaking engagements about it, how does it feel now to know for a fact that you are touching lives and changing lives?
It's humbling and it's unbelievable. Like, I never thought little me could have that impact and touch that many lives. It's a true blessing.
I bet. Where were you? Tell me the story around your TEDx speech, because I know people in my life who try out for that and try to get it. What was that like to be able to do that?
It was divine intervention, and it was a dream come true. And you have to know my backstory. I joined Toastmasters International. Are you familiar with Toastmasters?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a public speaking club, and it's also for leadership as well. And I joined Toastmasters deathly afraid of public speaking. Like, my knees, I would wear these long skirts and literally my knees would knock. And they're like, ah. And then I'd make a beeline for the bathroom. The anxiety from my illness just like set it off. And it was horrible. But I practiced and I practiced and I practiced. And soon I fell in love with public speaking. And of course you have the dream, oh, wouldn't it be awesome to do the TEDx talk? And you're like, yeah. I looked and I couldn't find, an opportunity to do it. And then somebody from my Toastmasters group brought TEDx to Nea Paseo here to Las Vegas. And it was divine intervention. She wanted me on a big stage sharing my story. But that speech took 2 years to prepare for.
Wow.
And it is very hard for me to memorize things, and the whole thing's memorized for 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is that a requirement when you do a TEDx speech? Is that it has to be, you can't read off a teleprompter? Or was that you doing that to yourself?
That was the person that organized it. She's like, nope, I want everybody to memorize it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my gosh.
But some TEDx people let them use the teleprompter.
Okay.
I just think
it's such, what a life you're now living, like, what do you love most about your life right now?
Well, I love being able to work in my elementary school and in that part of my life. And I also still love writing. I'm writing the second book, and on my free time, and it's just, I was blogging for a mental health magazine, and then I decided to use those blogs and make my second book. So, I'm blessed.
Do we have a release date yet for that second book?
It's not written yet. That's in God's time, not mine.
Well, I hope you come back here when that book comes out so we can talk about that as well.
I would love to.
Yeah. What do you love about being able to connect so many people, like knowing that you have created such a community and a resource for people? Like you said, even the family members, which I'm not surprised by, because I think when you're a family member, you worry for people in your life, that, are different. From my experience, coming out as gay, like my family members scared of like, oh, what's going to happen? Are people going to be nice to him? And so having something like this where people can relate to it. And I think oftentimes when you do finally come out and say, I have this, or I am this, everybody else goes, oh, me too. Or I know someone. And then you start like, oh, I'm not alone. Like I had no idea. Like what took me so long?
Yeah, that's exactly how it's been. It's like, well, maybe I shouldn't have hidden this for so long, because you find out it touches so many people, and, opens up those conversations, and it just helps other people into realizing, you're not alone.
Yeah.
I think that's big. There's hope and there's help, and there are support groups. I have found a couple that people can go check out. One is called DBSA, Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance. And there's also NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness. And both offer support online and in person for those living with mental illness, along with their family members.
So important.
So it's important to know that you are not alone, that there's hope, there's help, and just there's light at the end of the tunnel. And people don't realize that.
Yeah. Yes. And when they do, it's like the Wizard of Oz, like going from black and white to Technicolor. Like once you realize that there is something better out there, and that life can be good, and that it's not a death sentence, it's amazing.
Yeah. Sky's the limit.
Yes. Susan, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and chatting with me for the book, Some Dreams Are Worth Keeping. And really, like I said, the community that you've built and the resource that you have out there, truly inspiring.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the show. You do so much. You help so many people just by being so transparent. And I thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. And come back anytime. Come back when that second book comes out.
I would love to. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. We'll take a break and be right back after this. Don't go away. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Hey, there's a new episode of Waxaw's Roots and Relics podcast that I help with. It's out right now wherever you get your podcasts, officially, finally, and on YouTube. Take a look at this clip.
But no ice cream parlor. But we loved having a movie to go to.
Yeah.
And John, every Saturday we had a Western.
Really?
It was always a Western
Well, I've
movie.
never heard about this.
With an
love Westerns.
ongoing serial. So you had to go every Saturday to see what happened in the next episode. But we had wonderful movies. At that time, a lot of musicals,
Yeah.
Oklahoma and South Pacific and all those grand things. My Fair Lady. But Gone with the Wind,
Yeah.
which is about 4 hours long, they actually let school children leave school, and
Really?
come during the day to see that.
Well, that's amazing.
That was good.
Well, I know for years you were involved with the Listen and Remember.
Absolutely, from the get-go.
And if you need help with your podcast, send me an email at makeyourdayricher@gmail.com and we can get you hooked up and started. Have a great weekend, everyone. We have 5 more shows left of this season, and one of them is my birthday show. Next Tuesday is my birthday, so I'm going out on my first time going to the beach since living in South Carolina this weekend. Very excited. I'm leaving right after this, and we're going to head out. I don't actually know where we're going. It's a little bit of a surprise, so I'll tell you all about it on Monday. Go have a great weekend. Go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching this show, and I love you for it. We'll see you on Monday, our final week. See you later. Bye.